Okay, I won't lie to you. I really don't like making the reviews or any videos about the games that I did not really enjoy. But in this case, because at least one of you was interested in the review of this game, well, I'm just gonna deliver it. Because yeah, even if the single person finds this helpful, well, that means the mission is accomplished. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing the game called Occupied Mars and deciding whether it is worth it to buy right now or not. So without further ado, let's just get it started. And as always, I'm going to be giving the answer right away to not waste your time and give you time to play the games that are not this game, because the answer is no. This game is not worth it. This game is incredibly raw and rough. It is not ready, neither technically nor the gameplay wise, because yeah, the game is just not there yet, and I'm not sure if it will ever be, but I might be wrong. And to understand why, let's just get into details. Oh, and by the way, our Steam Curator page is already up and running, so if you want to see all of my reviews, videos, and a little bit of text review right there on Steam before you're gonna buy anything, just go and follow us there on Steam so that you will not miss my reviews when you are buying the games. Now back to the video. So what even is Occupy Mars? Occupy Mars is a survival game which puts you on Mars and gives you a task to build a functioning base there. Premise is pretty simple, and it's the same premise it has been around for a while now. You have the similar premise in the games like Planet Crafter or even Satisfactory or even Subnautica and games like that. But the implementation of how those games are doing that task, that is what differentiates them from everything else. But what about here? Well, here it is not just hit or miss, it is absolute miss, because I did not enjoy playing this game, and not even a single bit. And yeah, this is coming from the individual that really doesn't like survival games, except for very few, and for those few, I feel like those games are masterpieces, but this one is not even close to that. But why? What did this game do to deserve such, well, non-appreciation from me? First things first, game has the worst tutorial that I've ever seen in any game, maybe, because for some reason it thinks that the gamer is absolutely stupid and requires a separate tutorial that is taking you away from the world to teach you how to walk. And it does for many of the systems even several times. Now, for example, when you start the game, the first part of the game is happening in already built out and decked out base to kind of like show you how it's done or how it should be done, and it just forces you to go through tutorials, which is like kind of like a VR missions, and you are not learning anything useful there. Then it gives you a task, kind of like a story, which is not a story. What a BS is that? Like kind of like teaches you a story to fetch different things. Practically it tells you to go there, do that, go there, do that, go there, do that, and it's, well, for some reason game thinks that you cannot learn this while doing this on your own base, and you need to learn this right here. And then when you go separately after a few hours, when you go for your own mission, you have this tutorial tooltips again. Why do you need to go through tutorials so many times is beyond me, but it is there. Okay, tutorial, but what about everything else? Well, I cannot say of a single thing that this game does great. And probably the worst for me was the interface and how, well, the key bindings and how interaction with the elements work. And for some reason, like for some tools, your right mouse click is to hide the certain tool, and for others is to drop it. And the amount of times that I dropped the stuff and I hidden the stuff for absolutely no reason because I was to do something else is absolutely frustrating. And I don't know who thought that it was a good idea, but yeah, this thing is happening in this game too. But the most frustrating of this all was the technical state of the game. But we're gonna talk about this in a few seconds. What about an actual game? Like when you get into a building of your base, how it, well, fares and how it looks like and how it plays. Well, to be fair, it plays okay. That one, I would lie to you, this is probably the most okay part, because you gather the resources, you build, then you gather your research points, then you research new bases and new buildings, then you continue building and continue building and continue building. And well, to be fair, it does this okay, but it is so pointless to do that. It's absolutely pointless. My biggest gripe in all the survival games is the pointlessness of doing those things. Why are you doing that? And I liked it in games like Subnautica because you really have a reason to do that, because you are performing this different task in a different biomes and you have a goal to progress deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And the games like Planet Crafter, which is closest probably to this game, you have an actual goal to terraform the things around you more and more and more and more, and you need to change change your location of the bases because yes, all these oceans and lakes coming in and just water covering the planet, and you do have things to work towards. But here, yeah, you're building a base. That's it. Maybe there is some underlying meaning behind all this, but I didn't see it, and it was just building for the sake of building. That's just it. And because the other games are giving you much better rewards for the same thing, this one just felt kind of pointless. But I'm not even talking about the technical issues. My god, the game runs like crap. Constant stutters and low frame rate is okay. I can live with that because it's not that awful. But the amount of time it takes to save the game is unbelievable. Even in the very beginning of the game, it takes literal minutes to save the game. I don't know who thought that it was a good idea to take a minute to save this game. It doesn't matter whether it's on a hard disk or SSD or NVMe SSD. I'm playing on NVMe SSD. It doesn't matter. It just takes a while to load and to save. And not talking about the glitches and random deaths. It's not ready. It's not ready. It's not working. And for everyone who will be coming towards me and saying, oh, you know what? It's an early access game and it should be expected. Well, I'm tired of those excuses. I'm so tired. People excusing the lazy, non-working games with the badge of early access is beyond me. Why do you even release that? I understand that if you are making an early access because you want to add additional features in the end and expand the gameplay, but if your base game is not working, what is the point in having early access? It's not working. And as far as I know, they've been working on this for years now. And I understand the small team and things like that, but it's not working well. They had time to work on cutscenes, on intros, and on building this first base and just to record the voice lines and dialogue lines, but no time for making it actually work? Well, I guess that's an issue with the priorities. I'm gonna be comparing this with the Planet Crafter. That game on launch didn't have anything, like no cutscenes, nothing, and you were just thrown in the world and just given you a task to play, and it was fine. It was working amazing. It was great. The same for the Valheim. It was working great right from the beginning, but for some reason this thing does not work very well at all. And I do not, and an excuse of early access is absolute BS for me. It should not be an excuse, because if you're asking money for this, you should be delivering at least something. You are asking for the less money for an early access because you have less features, not the features that you already have are the broken and then you're gonna fix them. No, you should have just less features. Here you probably have less features, but I really don't care about features that much at the moment. But the features that you already have are not working. Why should anyone pay anything for that? So yeah, I won't be recommending this game for any price. Just forget about this. Maybe I will revisit this game in a few months and see maybe it has improved. But right now, it is not worth it. It is not an absolute awful game. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad game, but it is below average in every means when you can go and buy far more superior games for the same or even lower prices. So yeah, this game is not worth your money. Our YouTube memberships are up and running, and if you like videos done by me, and if you like the reviews that I put out and everything else as well, consider hitting the join button near the subscribe button under this video. This might not be a lot for you, at least for some of you, but it will be tremendous help for me keeping this channel going. Well, I guess this will be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.